What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to give you a quick overview of some of the data points, technicals, some of the latest updates, and where I see things going for next week. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So I actually did do a video first thing on the 30th, and that was before the downtrend. And I talked on a lot of the data points and why they are optimistic and how potentially we can see the $10 range. In reality, I'm going to go over a lot of those same data points, and none of that actually has changed. So the only thing why it did go down, in my opinion, was merely because of this. So an analyst rating. So there was two actually, in fact. One of which was from 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗛, and they gave a $10 target. But oddly enough, David at 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛, who oddly only has a 35% success rating, so kind of very poor in that regard, gave again another $3 price target, a sell. So I don't know why so much power is being placed on a lot of these analysts, especially considering a lot of these analysts are in direct competition to SoFi. That's beside the point. But even 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛, why 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛 out of anyone has so much power on SoFi? Because if we look back, technically this right here on May the 15th, this low was prompted because of 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗛 giving a $2.50 target. And then funny enough, they prompted clearly a nice rally because of that after the discount and the value investors rushed in very fast. And I believe he kind of altered it once again around the $3 range here, and he reiterated it yesterday or on the 30th. So very interesting stuff. Despite that though, positive news did come out. So the Supreme Court strikes down Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which is optimistic as hell for SoFi. That's good. This is exactly what people really wanted to hear and been waiting almost several years about, or a year and a half. So again, this is one of those things that it's a little bit more of an overreaction. But if we look at the options activity that has been happening over the last several days and the grid, it kind of puts in perspective maybe that, for instance, David is working with some of the market makers behind the scenes. Of course, that's a little bit more far-fetched, too much speculation maybe. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But like I said, I'll go over all the data points that you need to know and some expectations going into next week. So as far as options activity based on Friday, there was $15 million in call premiums that was purchased versus $5.88 million in puts. So based on that, clearly people are anticipating it to continue to go up, which once again, this was another very optimistic data point that is coming out, as is this. So big money. If you're one of those retail investors that likes to follow what big money is doing, they bought the dip very much so. So as you can see, 17.6 million based on this transaction. This is all the bid, the ask, and the strike price. So majority of these transactions were actual buys in reality. So again, you can take that how you see fit. But like I mentioned, how maybe David was kind of working with market makers to bring SoFi down, justifiably or whatever it is. If you look at the grid right here, so this shows all the calls, the strike prices, expiry dates, everything that you need to know. But look at all the open interest ones that were right here for Friday. So 27,000 at the 850 strike price, 43,000 at the 9, and 50,000 at the 950. If you guys don't know options, highly suggest in researching them because they can be very profitable and beneficial. But clearly, market makers had a little bit more of an interest in bringing the strike price down, because a lot of this that I covered that was in open interest would have prompted a very good gamma squeeze, which as a result, shorts actually have been surprisingly increasing their position over the last several days. That might have prompted a short squeeze. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of that. So on a side note, let me know you guys' thoughts why a market maker might want to bring it down, because this isn't the first time that SoFi has been manipulated behind the scenes. But still, short score is currently ding ding ding, it's not really showing up. So utilization is 47.18%. As far as what shorts did on Friday, they returned 271,000 shares, but still 16.06% of the free floats being shorted, and that has gone up quite a lot. It was almost around 10% maybe about 2 weeks ago, give or take. So shorts have been really getting in. They have been very doubtful about this whole rally altogether. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on that. Still though, 128.05 million shares overall are being shorted. So the fact that they returned shares on a red day, I see this also as a bullish sentiment, as a bullish signal. So again, there's this, big money very much buying both through physical shares and through actual options. So a lot of good bullish signals is happening behind the scenes as well as the technical. So even though it did pull back down, it didn't break below this pivot. So it's currently trading between the P and the R1. So $8.26 is that next big support that is for SoFi, and 866 is the next big resistance. So again, that's just something you need to keep in mind. Number of retail investors have been getting out. Stochastic is at 40, so a little bit more neutral. A bearish sentiment is starting to form. But going into next week though, as far as economic data points, keep in mind it's a reduced week. So Monday is a half day and Tuesday is completely off. But starting on Wednesday, there is going to be about this. So the open market meeting minutes from June's meeting is going to be unveiled. So that usually does result in a lot of volatility, both in a positive and negative way. But as well on Wednesday, there is ADP non-farm employment change. And on Friday, there's ADP non-farm payroll, both very much linked to consumers. And of course, in SoFi's case, who do they service? Consumers. So if that data is very positive, then anticipate SoFi to go up very, very fast. And going back to this chart quickly right here, it is anticipated based on the options activity still to go back to around the 9 to 950 going into next week. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on, for instance, David at Wedbush. Why do you think he has so much power? It just does not make sense whatsoever to me. Other than that, let me know you guys' thoughts on any of like what's been coming out with SoFi. At the time of doing this video, there has been no official press releases from SoFi since the 22nd, and as far as SEC filings, nothing recent as well. So let me know you guys' thoughts. If you're looking for a lot of good compiled information such as this, transcripts, earnings, dividends, all in one, take a look at Seeking Alpha. I do have a link to them in the description below for a 7-day free trial. I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.